Hello everyone, welcome to the Hex Guild, our regular guild meeting. I am hoping the co-hosts join soon. I am not expecting them to join, but still hoping. So if you guys haven't checked out lately in the Telegram chat, Davin is doing some experiments with 3D printing. This was the sample he printed out. I, it's they are using it as a logo of the Hearts Assassins, or it was originally, or some. It was. I don't think it was originally designed by Richard Hart. But he has been using it uh, on his necklace called. He called it the power to profit, uh, but so on and so on. Let me welcome in chat Red Squirrel, Oi Oi, and Hex on Air, and Atom Automatur Automatorka. Um, Peace. Usually, peace is. I don't know. Like I haven't seen anybody using peace as a greeting. Usually it's said as a goodbye, as far as I know. So don't say goodbye as of now. We have uh, usually our live streams are 1 hour long, but let's see, this might be a shorter one. If you and please let me know in chat if you have any specific topics to discuss. Otherwise, I will go on a rambling like a madman because just because I can. Why is this so? Why doesn't it have a background? Uh, but it's been a crazy week throughout the. Sorry. Everything is going a bit too fast for me. I am getting. I don't know what to talk about exactly. There wasn't any agenda determined, but let's see. Yes, one of the things Davin wanted to discuss earlier was the distribution of the Hex Guild treasury stakes, which are coming up, I think, by the end of this month or maybe next month. But I'm trying to bring that up in. Yep. Let's see if. But it. Mhm. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me present this screen. Hey. Oh, yeah. So I hope you guys can see it. I don't know whether you guys can see it, but there are around 30 stakes that were made as a part of the treasury. Each member was given one or two stakes. Um, and the next one is coming out on day 1384, uh, that is in fall 2023, which was a 1 year stake, and currently trap gravity is in the possession of it or control of it. Eh, I don't. I suppose the value of the stake will be around $50 on both chains. And if you like the previous stake was done, what we did was restaked it all for 15 years, and it was handed over to Critical. Um, this time, because we didn't have any projects in line or decided where to put that use perspective, but no, sorry, my English not very good looking, but yeah, we restaked it for 15 years. This one we don't plan to. I hope you guys have some plans that we can use those $50 or so to put into good use in the real world. Now, ideally, or this is my what you call thinking that the treasury should be kind of refilled somehow now of because yeah but I don't want like depend on volunteers to put money into the treasury. I was hoping that we could have some project which we can use to buy hex and sell it, rather stake it and use it later. But these are my thoughts. Maybe what Davin is doing with 3D printing can be put to use. He was planning on having a hex house, which was I think we discussed it on the last stream. There was an area which he had searched for and found where land was available to buy. Uh, he was going to convert it into a community home kind of thing where people can stay. But that land is under dispute, some kind of dispute, so it has been put on hold. But yeah, what else do we need to talk about? The rest of the things were already discussed in. Yeah, this is streams are more towards getting YouTube viewers to come and join the Telegram group where the main discussions occur. We are we try to keep it focused on permaculture but yeah, the topics do deviate, uh, and I am a very nasty kind of Telegram group admin. If I find too much of negativity, I simply delete the posts. Uh, you can practice your free speech in your own Telegram group, not where I am admin. Oh, yep. Nice to see you, Crypto Truth. Hope you're feeling better. Uh, yep. Hex for life. Mm, and welcome, Hex Glenn. Nice to see you. Uh, if someone can, I don't know whether Davin is awake or available. I did tag him in on Telegram, but I guess everybody is busy with their own life. This is, again, this is completely voluntary. No, um, like there are no obligations to be watching this YouTube channel regularly or like hitting the subscribe button. hitting the like button, subscribing. Yes, of course, we would be obliged if you do, but yeah, it's okay, up to you. No, everybody is free to do their own thing. And something I wanted to mention, like in general, yes, the Hex is a strong crypto community, but as a whole, I hope everybody has their group of friends or a strong community in real life. Uh, because yeah, the I think the s- proper term used by psychologists is a parasocial relationship. Like people think these online relationships are as strong in real life, which but I most people realize too late that it's not the case. So please have some friends in real life as well. Um, but of course, uh, yeah, online communities are online communities. Sorry, my camera has been kept off because one of those I guess a bad hair day. So I'm feeling ugly, so I'm keeping my camera off. If you guys have any questions or suggestions or anything, please do mention in chat. I will be looking at some of the things in the Telegram group. And was so this now there was if you have, let me see if I can share it. Oops. Let's see if I can share screen. Share screen. Can you guys? Oh, this thing called the water light. I don't know how you just add a salt water and it produces light. No, it doesn't. Like I, I think people have stopped doing. If you want to, like the whole video is not even worth watching. But how like people have forgotten or maybe don't know or haven't learned about even basic chemistry, how a battery works, or I don't know whether schools these days show the experiment of a potato battery or a lemon battery, depending on the area where what things are available. Like it's a basic thing, one aluminium wire and one copper wire. You connect it to uh, a potato and you can run a small bulb with it. Like this is the same thing, and people are buying this up. And it ran like a year ago on Kickstarter. It was already debunked. The scammers made a decent amount of money, and I don't know why these clips keep recirculating. Nice to see you, Tin Top. What's going on? I yeah. The other thing. Wait a minute. No, I was looking at a lot of, yeah, while yeah, we were on the topic of some of the project ideas, because one of this was pitched as a project idea, or rather something we can use the treasury stake to fund, but this was dumb. So I was searching for some of it myself, and like some project idea to do. I'm still not able to find any good thing, but the latest or craze right now, or maybe it has died down a bit, but it is likely to come up again, is the green hydrogen. I hope like using renewable energy to split water into hydrogen and oxygen. uh, it has its own, that is one thing that has been happening. But parallel to that, the other thing is that is taking off is green ammonia. Now, green ammonia is basically uh, ammonia created using the Haber-Bosch process. Just the hydrogen that is used for the process is going to be derived from uh, or the green hydrogen, as we spoke of earlier. So that is something to be looking at. Uh, Wait a minute. Just a sec, guys. Let me open some. Oops, I lost the link to where I was going to. See, it is very. Uh, See, the thing is, I usually plan to for 1 hour stream, or I plan for about 15 minutes, hoping that there will be four other guests who will cover up 15 minutes each. So we will cover about 1 hour. But seems that I've been left alone, unexpected. But what can I say? And so yeah, I lost the link which I was supposed to share for the green ammonia, but it's slowly taking up. So what they are planning to do is create green hydrogen from by electrolysis of water, and then combine it with nitrogen under uh, extreme pressure and at extreme temperature to get ammonia. And that liquid ammonia can be used for multiple purposes, one of them being making fertilizer, second one being uh, it can be used as a uh, as a mechanism for transporting hydrogen, because ammonia, when compared to hydrogen, is easily liquefied. So you can transport liquid ammonia across large distances, and then it can be resplit into hydrogen and nitrogen by applying heat. um, yeah, I can see people dropping off from the live stream. It is kind of disappointing, but I will stay here for the three listeners who are listening. And so what else was I going on about? Yes, if you have blah 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 blah. Yeah, a lot of, yeah, a lot of yes. So there was this thought experiment that Davin put out. I I don't know why he called it a thought experiment, but his basic question is, what do Bitcoin and 3D printing have in common? Other than they both use electricity, but there is this something that I thought about, like both 3D printing, like technology, has been available since the early fif- I think it was in the early 50s or 60s, uh, and the basic tech for or the or a blockchain, like uh, what was I saying? The basic tech for blockchain, that is using hashing, was used for storing data or preserving data for a long time prior to Bitcoin. So basically, there are both 3D printing and Bitcoin needed someone to put all the existing tech that was there together to make something new. Plus, why 3D printing really took off in the past 6 or 7 years, I guess. Um, that's mainly because most of the patents that were put on 3D printing expired in those years, which made research more open to the public. So that is why it's now thriving like crazy. You know, even though it is has been touted as the end all be all of production, but it's really crazy how it really doesn't help. I did listen to only one podcast that was kind of negative towards 3D printing, or like I would say more realistic, that yes, 3D printing is great for uh, rapid prototyping, creating small or prototype in for single use, but it doesn't change, but rather it cannot compete with on a mass level or a mass scale production. Like it it is still very slow when you compare it to the alternatives like mold casting, or even what you call for hydroforming, no, but basic punch die, like, all those technologies can, those alternatives create stuff in mm, ma- mm, at mass. 3D printing you cannot do at that scale. I'm going to ramble on for 4 more minutes exactly, hoping somebody would join. Oh, we have a guest joining. Y- Uh, Hello,
Hello.
Ola. How are you? We can see the lovely view of your villa, I guess.
You know, I
Has
don't know
it
how to
been
change
raining a
the
lot?
view. I don't know how to change the camera around. It's not giving me the option. But I was like, I was enjoying this view and I was like, I should really share this view with everyone else. It's so beautiful in the clouds are out, so the sun's being covered. It's almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and there's a mountain range that's fairly close to this house. It's beautiful.
Beautiful, beautiful.
I mean, I enjoy nature, and I'm sure everybody else a part of this does because there's all. I think that's yucca right there. That's that has a little. It's a potato like bulb underneath.
So,
They're developing new apartments over here, and then on this other side is just land. And there's a lot of land on the other side of these mountains here. It's just more mountains and valleys. There's probably like three or four or more as far as the eye can see over the mountain uh, top. And then the city enters into that way over there, which it's hard to see right now. Anyhow, I'm trying to figure out how to flip this camera around. How about this? Ah.
yeah, that's much. It's okay.
So, how you doing, Daraj?
Oops. I'm doing fine. It's been raining here a lot lately. I am in Manila. If you guys haven't heard, there was kind of like what you call volcanic erupt. Not exactly an eruption, but the Taal volcano near Manila was spewing out gases, so we did have a lot of smog here. Uh, Personally, I'm not that affected, but yeah, life is crazy. Plus, crazy rain, so I've been, uh, less sunshine is kind of dampens the mood a bit, but overall, I'm doing fine, I guess.
Well, that's
Yeah,
excellent, man. That's good that you're doing fine.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so honestly, I've been spending a lot of time trying to build my my values and character and finding areas to improve in my personal life in order to make a larger impact, like on a grander scale per se. So, for example, in order to make a difference in another's life, you first have to be consistently improving your own standard of living, as well as amplifying the opportunities that others have. But without a basic standard of living that constantly is educating, self educating, and improving and pushing your own limitations, I find that we usually become comfortable with our basic routine, intermingling those extra activities that that take us outside of our norm, but they're not on a regular basis. So special events or parties or, doing these one off things. So I've been for the last, I want to say like, it's been about 3 or 4 months where I've been really solidly connecting with more within the community, and then uh, striving goals, because it's like, if we're all trying to make a difference and not just on our own, right? Not for just self, and we're thinking of more than just self, then we need to be planning on those things, or having some emphasis in that direction. And so without planning and just randomly collecting information and building who we are personally, I don't think that we're ever going to achieve a overall increase in the standard of our education and how we live and our views and perceptions. And so I mean, I've really benefited so much from everybody in the community, but what I felt was longing is we don't have a structure that continues to promote our growth and our understanding, not just within ourselves and our communities, but the effort in which we need to apply in order to build our communities together, right? Because we're always isolating specific subjects or topics that one or few or even many may be interested in, but we're lacking the effort and the energy to draw everyone continuously together, which would then fuel the ability to grow and to become more and to hone the character and the value and the propositions that we're putting forth. And so, I personally have been trying to build my standards in order to make leeway or make headway into the direction of forming some formula or some way in which we're able to hone in those concepts more concretely and not just one area or another. But like, I'm not sure if you follow me, but as far as bringing people together on a more consistent basis rather than here and there, not necessarily if it's every single day, because that could be difficult initially. But I mean, once a week is really not that much, and we need to be doing more than that. And then with specific goals or metrics to attain in order to hold each other responsible for taking steps in a positive direction. And so, um, if that's a bit general, then I'm sorry. But I just wanted to kind of give that outlay. Like, I really am positive about this community and about us helping build one another up. And I'm definitely putting a lot of energy in that without really describing too much.
uh, let's say hello to Moonmut. Have see, been a long. I haven't. I don't remember seeing you on this channel before, but anyways, nice to see you. Yeah, crypto truth. What you are saying is correct. Like I think, but everybody has their own philosophy. I guess I there was kind of a heated debate in the Telegram group regarding the work of Ayn Rand. I think like the author of Atlas Shrug, and some people want to follow that philosophy, like each man to himself or herself. But I am like totally against it. Yeah, I do. I think the term used by some of the philosophers is egoistic altruism. That is, you help others because indirectly you are helping yourself. Because when you are like surrounded by people who are well off, like, and you will tend to do better in life. Yeah, yes, like getting a community to get together and do something, it's a difficult task. I know. For myself, I have given up. Like I don't have the what you call charisma to be doing that. Yeah, is as far as I know. So usually I'm more happy taking the a back seat, do whatever passively I can do, or from or not passively, rather in the back from the uh, like. in the take a backstage kind of approach to it. But yeah, so whatever. I uh, anyways. Um, I think our hosts have.
Aha.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was thinking that I figured out how to do my camera. I think I got it. Yes. Okay, no, I'm here, man. I understand what you're saying. There's always separation. This is how I see it. Um, Life as I know it, in my 38 years, is based on what you know and what you do with what you know. And so that's where the separation and division is, because everybody knows something, but some know more and some know less. And so that's the thing people are forgetting. They're expecting everyone to know the same thing and therefore expecting the same results in decision making. And so decisions are made, actions are taken based on what someone does or does not know. And most people act without knowing. And so a lot of people are afraid to know, and most people act without knowing. So there's a lack of information, and we just expect everyone to understand on the same level, even if we're having an intelligent conversation about one topic and switch to another. So we expect the transition to be seamless when most people only focus on their own interests and desires. And so I think we just have to keep sharing in the best information, the most accurate information, and look for the most minimal ways to just point your finger and say, hey, that person's wrong. Because at the same time, we need to understand the information that's coming to them and just deliver the appropriate information, because we can always find division and separation between one another, but are we providing correct information in place of it? And so rather than looking for an argument or disagreement, I just find let's talk about the most accurate information in the scenario representing wherever the disagreement is. And that way, there's hardly ever disagreements or arguments, because we're speaking about information, and the information is going to be based on the information that you or I have or that we search for. And so if you don't have any information, then we're just based on your opinion, right? And so if we're basing on an opinion, so we all have opinions, right? So it can't, I mean, then we're going off how we feel, and that's good. That's great. You should be able to express yourself, but we can't label things as fact when they haven't been tried, true, tested, or put out there for others to understand or to relate to or to feed off of. And so, not that we're looking for approval from others, but the information needs to be made available so that people can decide properly. And we're expecting people to make the proper decisions without the information. And so, my view on life is you have information or you don't have information, and your actions that you're taking in life is based on what you would do or do not have. And so that is my whole motivation for wanting to share in the best information so that people can start making better decisions. That's that's a start. That's a start, right?
Yeah, but there is this old saying, like, you can take the horse to the water, but you can't make it drink. So even if we put out the best of information available, or what you at least what it would be considered as most accurate, people somehow aren't willing to change their mind, even when they are proven wrong, or showing that there is no substantiation for their belief. Like, people literally say, I would rather be wrong than my belief being false. But rather, it it's quite complicated. But yeah, we can the, like like we can do only this much. Like we can show that, like or at least try our best to take the horse to the water. It's up to the horse whether or not to drink it, I guess. But
I
even
mean, I think
like
that's the only thing that we can do, right? Because are we gonna stop going to the water? Right? I mean, I'm going there for life. I got a lifetime membership. I mean, I'm fully subscribed. I need to go to the water of life, the bread of life. That's where I'm going. And so if it isn't provided, then the opportunity isn't there for somebody to benefit. And so the tough side is us taking the role of continuing to provide the best example possible, and that in this example is an information that is being given one to another. That's in my perspective, and I do come against a lot of opposition, but it's not for the fact of what I'm saying. It's, I guess, the idea that you need to consistently push a positive message that is full of information that is, to the best of your knowledge, accurate or as complete as possible. And so I think it's a worthy ideal because it's only going to push people to want to understand more what is accurate or true, and not to classify and say like, hey, read this because this is it. Like I'm not just trying to say like there is that one direction, because a lot of people find problem with that because they're like, well, why just that way? So it's just getting it started. And I think being complete and true in what we're discussing or talking about, and taking things in a serious manner, and open and welcome for others to discuss their understanding in said topics or subjects, and then building upon that, databases and whatnot. But it's beginning with that concept and idea and continuing to push forward with it that I think is really going to draw the most benefit, not only for us individually, but as a community and as a whole, as a human species. Like, we should be focused more on the truth. The truth is life. It is the light. It's what we're able to see, breathe, believe in. Um, Maybe that's my opinion. That's just from my
yeah,
experience.
yeah, see that one thing, just like a sidetrack it, like you can't always believe your eyes, like best
I just
example.
throw it out there, you know what I mean? I just throw it out there, and
Yeah,
I wait for the difference, not for just somebody to be like, well, that's not right. Well, okay, I get it. It probably, maybe it's not, whatever. But then what is the options? What are the other viable, feasible, even suggested other ways that actually are viable and not just some concoction of an idea? You know what I mean? It just feels right. Like, if you have the best information and you elect the best option out of the best information available, ideally you are going to progress in the best direction possible. I mean, I
yeah,
assume, right? I assume that's all assumption, obviously, but I would think it's dramatically different having the worst information and choosing the worst options in every scenario. So it's like you have to look at the contrast, and there is balances and there is other, calculations within it, but it's beginning with that general formula, and then you refine it, right? You refine it, but we gotta have the best information. We can't just be tossing around because somebody is more powerful, or they said it, or this is that. No, I mean, like, we need to understand what we're saying and why we're saying it. And a lot of people just want to be heard. And hey, man, I am sorry that I talk a lot because I can get long-winded in these ideas, but I'm talking about, let's speak about the truth, and then I get a lot of pushback. So I'm like, well, why do people not really want to speak about the truth? It's because maybe some of the stuff that they're speaking about is untruthful. It's misleading. As what I've come across, there are many different tactics that people use, whether it's in personal relationships or whether it's in business relationships or whatnot. I mean, pushing this idea is building a more wholesome person, somebody who sees the truth, but also is able to weigh the different options that are presented, because all options are presented. We live in the world, right?
Yeah, sorry. It's first of all, it's okay. That's what all podcasts are. You are going to be talking a long-winded things. That's what makes live streams interesting. So thank you for doing that. Second, what I was saying is what we cannot rely only on our senses. Like, for example, I have you in childhood used that toy with one side of the paper is a cage, on other side there is a parrot, and when you revolve it at a quick pace, you see that the parrot is inside the cage. Or for a better example, if you see a fan rotating fast, you don't see the individual blades, you only see a circular disc. So it's not
Right.
like, yeah, uh, so you cannot be counting just on your senses to tell you to get to the truth. The, we can we are able to get better what you call mechanization or instruments which you can use to get better results. And when those are available, you should be able to elaborate better what you can like what you want to say, put forth. That's how we develop things. But speaking of instrumentation, I wanted to like bring up this comment from Tin Top. I find it very funny. I think there is a lag between in the stream. Like there is, I had was talking about what is common between 3D printing and Bitcoin. Tin Top says 3D printing and Bitcoin both take forever and cost money just to get a failed transactions to um, make both make me want to smash up my keyboard. uh, Kind of
Well,
accurate, but yeah, like there like transactions fail, or all instruments have a rate of failure, I guess. So you can't be, but both have both Bitcoin and 3D printing have progressed so a lot in the past 5 years or so. So there is hope, my friend. There is hope. Anyways, we are getting close to the 1 hour mark. No,
okay.
we can go on if we want to.
You
So,
know,
what?
I've talked so much already, and there are a lot of different subjects, but I definitely am super pumped about this year. I I'm I was blown away. So many people are like forgetting about what's been built and just the ecosystem, just everything that is. It's still growing, and just like this is the time to DCA for me. Like personally, this is just like me. It's like, okay, I have to be like this. This is my grind time. So I was like for the last 3 4 months, I've just been like trying to focus, and like within the end of this year, before the end of this year, a lot of stuff I'm trying to have done, completed, and actions speak louder words. That's what I haven't really said. I just said, I've been working really hard the past few months. a lot of things have happened with me. I'm just looking forward to be more involved in the community. I'm super happy to have met everybody. Just it's so inspirational. Just through communication and just messages randomly, even speaking with you, Diraj, like just all the different critiques and the different directions that people view just life in general, but also business and investment and philosophy and everything relational. It's been very inspirational because it just shows that much uh, potential, that much more that we have to offer to one another. And so I'm just super excited that it's still so early and people really have lost track of that, as in like 15 years in crypto, right? Like it's been around roughly around that time, and like Pulse Chain isn't even a year old. It's like we got just so much going on and so much ahead of us, and to be able to build right now, build who you are, and then to build within the community, and to just look for what you can add value to and build businesses and invest in yourself and others. I just think right now is just a pivotal moment for anyone. And just I myself, and just like really head down, hard at work, focused, dedicated, and super happy to be a part of this community, and just for the opportunity to share with you here, and that guild, and just thank God Richard Hart, he's the man, right? The visionary, like wow. And just everybody, man, I could list a whole bunch of people. I'm just super excited to be able to add anything that anyone is able to take from me, because I know for sure everyone here is motivating me to get right and get tight, right? So that's what I'm messaging out to everybody. That's what I'm sending out. Like, everybody, do what you need to do, but remember, we're just getting started. So like, get right. DCA.
Yep. Th- Thanks. That's I can't, like, after that I can't do much, like, is top that off. So I think we will end this live stream here, and I always like to quote this, uh, uh,
Yeah, we
like,
need like a magic handshake for the in the air for the Pulsex Hexican. Whoa, Pulse chain.
okay, yeah. No, anyways, I will just end it with saying, stating Matthew 19:26. This is my favorite quote. Yeah, with God all things are possible. So, just this too shall pass. This will be the end of the bear market. Will end soon. Just be prepared. Make sure you are prepared for the bull run. Anyways, we will. I will play the outro now. Any final words, or just peace?
God bless everybody, and stay focused on today, because today's what you got. You know what I mean?
Yep. So nice. We will play out the outro, and we'll be hanging in the Telegram chat later. So see you
Yeah,
guys
everybody,
there.
thanks for tuning in. Everybody, be safe, learn, grow, and share.
Okay.
The vision is to create the dream community, a retreat center, eco village, sports facility, festival ground, to just really create the most beautiful place on earth.
So I'm taking on my biggest project ever, and I'm looking for the right people to embark on this journey with me. Thus far, I've been investing the amount of resources I have into this, and together with a small team of dedicated people, we've been able to get water access, electricity is being set up, and the first bungalow is due to be finished in a couple of weeks. And that's just the beginning. And Zanzibar is the perfect place to do this. Both because it's the most stunningly wonderful, tropical, exotic paradise, but also because there's so much potential to help the local community who are craving to enjoy the same opportunity as the rest of the world. Like proper co-working spaces with computers connected to the internet, professional sports talent development centers, proper waste management system. There will be retreats, workshops of different kinds, movie theater, lookout tower, basketball court, tennis court, football court, and natural coral rock pools, sustainable agriculture, music studio, podcasting studio, acrobatic park, yoga platforms. You know, a place to develop talent and creativity in all shapes and forms, in a free place in the middle of nature, in tune with earth, you know, as it should be. It's about giving value, it's about seeing the value we all inhabit, and it's about creating a new beginning in a society where we've forgotten who we are. I believe the future is held by those who come together in love, who understand that we are so connected, that we ultimately are one, and create from there, from the grassroots, where we have decided our own rules.